What's up with it, Radio Nation? It's your man, Wasted Talent. I'm coming back to you with another short video. Josh Jacobs. I mean, this is a saga that's been going on for long over a year. And last year, Josh Jacobs was franchised. He had an $11.7 million franchise tag. That made him the sixth highest paid running back in football last year. And, this was supposed to be the year where the rubber met the road. Now, the Raiders have a lot of big decisions to make coming up this offseason. And Tom Telesco, as a new GM, has to come in and kind of set the tone. Now, we all know that Josh Jacobs is a fan favorite. He's one of my favorite players on the Raiders. He's a friend of Max Crosby's. He's been said that he's the heart and soul of this football team from our head coach. But the thing is, the Raiders have a really, really tough decision to make. Are they going to bring Josh Jacobs back? Now, we know him being franchised is very highly unlikely, almost slim to none. You know what I mean? I mean, for Josh Jacobs to get franchised this year, that would be a $14 million tag because the tag from last year was 11.79. The tag goes up when you franchise somebody the second time. So we know that is not an option for the Raiders to pay $14 million for a running back, right? So the thing I got to ask you, Nation, is this. Exactly how much are you willing to pay for Josh Jacobs? Now, Josh Jacobs has been a guy who has been, a tad bit inconsistent, if I'm being honest. A lot of people will say that Josh Jacobs is one of the great backs in football, and he's commiserate to Christian McCaffrey. But I beg to differ because Josh Jacobs doesn't do all of the things that Christian McCaffrey does on the receiving side of the football. And not for nothing, Josh Jacobs has been a guy where every year he'll have a great year, and then the next year he doesn't have such a great year. Now, last year, Josh Jacobs had 233 attempts. He had 805 rushing yards. 6 touchdowns. The year before, he had a career year. He had 1,600 yards, 340 carries, 12 touchdowns. But the year before that, 872 yards, 9 touchdowns, 217 attempts. 2020, 1,065 yards, 12 touchdowns. In his inaugural rookie season in the National Football League, he had 242 carries, 1,150 yards, 4.8 yards a carry, and, 7 touchdowns. Now, this is the issue for me, right? I was a big proponent of bringing Josh Jacobs back, and I'm a big proponent of us bringing him back, but the price has to be right, Nation. I mean, Josh Jacobs, to me, the number for me is and I'm not the GM of the team, right? But we know we have a lot more time to go. And we got to build this defense. We got to build the rest of the team. The number for me to pay a running back is probably $8 million and under. $8 million and under. Now, anything over that is a little dicey because you have the Blake Corums of the world coming out of Michigan this year. You have a lot of young, talented running backs coming out in the draft this year. You also have a lot of veteran options because this year is like the running back pandemic. I mean, Derrick Henry will be available. Joe Mixon will be available. Saquon Barkley will be available, which I think Saquon's probably going to be the only one that gets paid. Josh is going to be available. I mean, there are guys that I'm leaving off this list that are damn good running backs that are going to be available. And also, let us not forget about the emergence of one Zamir White. Zamir White played excellent this year. He played excellent when the bell was called. He played excellent. A lot of us were down on Zamir White, but we didn't really see a lot of him. Now we see Zamir White, and now I want to see more. And I'm going to be really, really, really honest with you guys. I think Josh Jacobs is a guy that you would want to bring back based off of the fact that no matter which way you slice it, unless the Raiders go out and go get a veteran quarterback, you're going to have a young guy under center, whether it's Aiden O'Connell or whether it's somebody that they draft this year. You're going to have a young guy under center, right? Now, if you have a veteran guy under center, the best way to complement him is with a strong running game. And Josh Jacobs is a guy that we've seen that can get it done at an elite level. We don't know if some of these other options can get it done at an elite level. And don't think I'm waffling on this. But what I'll tell you is this. I would love to bring Josh Jacobs back. But it is getting to the point where the Raiders have to kind of set the market where the market is. And the market for a 26-year-old running back who's had injury concerns is probably around $8 million and below. And it's not going to be above that. And if Josh Jacobs can't get with that, then I think the Raiders are going to have to do what they have to do. Now, do I want to see that happen? No, I don't want to see. And I saw a report about, maybe the Chargers being interested in Josh Jacobs, and they have their own issues with Austin Eckler. So I don't really see how that works, even though Josh Jacobs is a better running back than Austin Eckler. It is a very confusing situation. And this is going to be one of the reasons why, Tom Telesco being here, he's going to have to prove his mettle right here as a GM. And this is one of the reasons why, the more that I think of it, I'm not upset with Mark Davis hiring a Tom Telesco, because what you have is you have a distinct break in between the coach and the GM. And the GM is the guy calling the shots. He's the guy calling. He's not the guy that's designing the contracts, but he is the man calling the shots. And I think with the Champ Kelly, Antonio Pierce situation, you have had them coming in together, kind of dovetailing into the new job. And I think that we wouldn't get the separation between coach and GM and protocol the way that I would like it. The last few times I've seen the movie of having the GM/coach, and I don't really like it. So guys, listen, if you guys like what you hear from this video, hit that like, hit that subscribe. Tell me what you think down in the comments. Tell me what you think. Should we bring Josh Jacobs back? Should we not? Should we move on and draft somebody? I mean, whichever way you like to slice it, I'm going to have a poll up on social media. I want you guys to sound off at Wasted Talent Raiders on Instagram. Hit me up on Twitter. And make sure you guys like, hit that subscribe. Yo, we on a race to 15K, man. Share this video out all over the world, man. Raider Nation Unlimited. I am out. It's your man, Wasted Talent. And we will be going live later tonight with a late night Graph and Wasted show, man. Make sure y'all pull up. Don't be there. Don't be square, man.